Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel Amok for All. Today's video is all about SDR picture settings on my LG CX. But before we start, I have to apologize. In my last video, the HDR picture settings, I forgot to turn on my lights. PlayStation light was off and the Xbox light was also off. And you know what the worst part is? Tony never mentioned anything during the whole video.
I was not aware that this is my responsibility, boss.
Now you're aware of, but you're so lucky that I'm the greatest boss in the world. Let's talk about calibration, SDR picture mode on my LG CX. The last video was about HDR picture mode, which was a great result in my opinion. And now we have the SDR picture mode. And again, just keep in mind, those settings are for my TV. They're fitting my panel perfectly. It is very unlikely that you have the same results as I have, but you can try those settings. They will not harm your TV at all, okay? Not at all, so just try it. Doesn't matter if you have the C9, the BX, the C1 or whatever, you can try any setting. The only thing what can happen is you have a very worse picture or you have maybe a better picture or the picture is the same or whatever. No, not the same because you're changing, of course, stuff. But anyway, let's talk about this calibration. I did just a 2-point calibration like in the HDR picture mode settings, just a 2-point calibration, and that means I changed the grayscale 70% and 30%, nothing else. And this is the result. Again, sorry for my meter, but I don't like to remove it. And what you can see here is almost for a 2-point calibration, this is a very great result. The only thing what we have with 50% is 1.2, which you can actually see here. It's a little bit, apart, but I can't change it because I don't want to touch actually the 10-point or the 21-point. Because to be very honest, to get this below 0.5, it's not much work, but in my opinion, it's also not really worth it because the difference you will not notice if you don't have a side-by-side comparison, okay? So in my opinion, this is a very, very good calibration because it's just a 2-point calibration. It was done very quickly. Why it took me so long? Because I compared with Calibration, of course. Okay, and for you, they are new to my channel and I would much appreciate a like and a subscription, of course. A little bit of background info. So again, this is for my TV, okay? Use the settings, but don't expect the same result, okay? Calibration Home versus HCFR. I'm doing lately a lot of testing. The main reason is because Calibration has a very bad bug, which I really don't like, or I hate it actually, and makes it very hard for me to do manual calibration. And I will talk about this in a different video a little bit more. And so Calibration is a professional calibration software. The software developer working very closely with LG to get really the best picture out of the TV. So Calibration is able to do auto calibration on your TV. That means you just press a button and 30 minutes later the picture is calibrated, okay? Easy peasy. That's the theory, okay? Anyway, we're talking about manual calibration today. So HCFR is a freeware to download. It costs nothing. And unfortunately, it's not supported anymore, I think, since a couple of years already. But what I found with the settings, what I'm using at the moment, and I will do a walkthrough video with HCFR as well, maybe on the weekend, because with those settings, what I found in HCFR, the results are identical, or not identical, but very, very close to each other compared to Calibration. So at the moment, I can't see a reason why I should spend $170, and I have to renew my license, by the way, why I should spend money on Calibration when I have the same results with HCFR. Okay, so let's talk about the results, and we're starting with Calibration. So, as you can see, or maybe not, but now, maximum error 1.6 in terms of the grayscale, and the maximum error 1.5 in terms of the color performance. And when you see this, it's really great result. 2-point calibration again, and of course color correction. All the primaries plus the secondary colors, you can see they're fitting really, really perfect, okay? And this is my grayscale here with Calibration, okay? So just remember 1.5 maximum error in colors, and maximum error 1.6 in terms of the grayscale. And let's start with the color here in HCFR, and we have actually the maximum error 1.7, and by the way 1.6 maximum error Carmen is also white. Okay, so this is so close to each other. And also in Carmen, red is the worst color because I'm not able to correct this perfectly, or let's say like this, I would be able to do it, but then I would need to use the white color gamut, but I don't want to do this because then you have to correct so many things, you know, and it's a little bit too much in my opinion. This again is a very good result. 1.1 delta E, 0.2, 0.9, 0.5, 0.6, 0.4 and 1.7 for 100% white. This is a great result, and not just like the color, the grayscale, and unfortunately there's my camera here, but can you see the grayscale here? We have actually from 0.1, the maximum area is 1.2 here in this case, with 45%. And when we just compare this again with Carmen, you can also here see 45% is a little bit of a hiccup. It's the same measurement, okay? Of course, we have here 1.6 and the other is 1.2 or whatever, but we need to consider, as always, with Carmen, we're using the internal pattern, and with HCFR, I'm using pattern they are generated from my PC through HDMI. This can make a difference, but you can see the difference is almost zero. It is no difference in my opinion, but also you need to consider temperature from the display, environment temperature, and so on. Those are all factors. They can have an impact on the calibration. Okay, but enough talking about results and whatever, let's talk about the settings. And I will start in the beginning. What is very important to me is the AI service. So make sure AI brightness control is disabled, because it can be, if this is activated, it can be that the TV will change the brightness on its own, and you don't want this, okay? Not at all. Then let's go to picture settings and additional settings. And I turned off my AMD FreeSync here because there is no need for me to use this, to be very honest, because even with this turned off, I still can use the HDMI VRR option from my PC, so there's no need for this. And also, of course, instant game response is turned on all HDMI ports, but also what is turned on is, of course, energy saving. So make sure this is also turned off, because you can see when I'm turning this on to maximum, the screen goes dimmer, and this I don't like it, okay? So make sure all these little helpers, or whatever you call this, are turned off. So, but now let's talk about my picture settings. And I was a big fan of having SDR material calibrated to 100, 120 candela, something around that. But since I experienced HDR, I can't work with this anymore. No chance, because it's just too dim, okay? Not sure if this is correct, but at the end, and this is also very, very important, the picture you need to like. You have to like it. If I'm presenting you now values and you don't like it, then forget it, okay? I'm happy with my picture. It doesn't mean that this picture, just because it's the reference or it's close to the standard, you don't need to like it, okay? Full stop, okay? It's up to you. But anyway, those are my settings. OLED Light 80, which is around 220 candela, and we can have a quick look. Can we? Where is my, sorry, wait. Don't switch to Linus. Just wait. 211 candela, okay? So this is 211 candela, which is, by the way, very nice, because compared to HDR, you still miss brightness, of course, but it's a good brightness in my opinion. Contrast 85, brightness is 50, sharpness from 10 to 0. I know some people saying leave it on 10, leave it on 0, whatever. There are two different opinions. It's up to you, okay? It will not change your color or your grayscale, not at all. You can even put it on 100, doesn't matter, okay? Not to me. You can do it whatever you want. Anyway, color reduced from 55 to 50, because with my color correction, it's the right value then, okay? So let's moving on to the very important part, color gamut. And in SDR, the same counts like in HDR. Don't touch color gamut. Leave it on auto, okay? So if you change this to white, you will end up, of course, with, I'm not sure if my camera can catch this, but just focus on the green here. This is now white and I change it back to auto. Can you see? Or the red one? It's get much punchier. So, but anyway, it will be the wrong color, okay? If you like to have the D65 and REC 709 calibration, then auto is the right value, okay? So I would be able, and I tested it, to have a perfect color correction. I'm talking about a perfect with a delta error 0.1 on all colors, inclusive the secondary colors, if I would use the white format. But then I have to reduce the value so much that I'm actually worried that this can't be right anymore. Because you know, you extend the colors like crazy and then you reduce it again. It's probably not the best decision. So that's why I decided to go with a little bit higher delta E error, but leave it on auto, okay? Anyway, gamma in my case is 2.2 because I like to have a little bit of a brighter gamma in games. You even can go up to 1.9, but then again, it's also not standard anymore, okay? So I think the standard is between 2.2, 2.35 or 2.4, something like that, okay? But again, it's up to you what you like, okay? White balance, and now we're very important things. Warm 2, color temperature is warm 2. Full stop. No, again, not full stop. If you like it, yes, go for it. But if you like to have the REC 709 D65, warm 2 is what you have to choose. And I get the point that for some people it is too yellowish, orangish, or whatever. But that's the right settings. And just have a look here. We actually decreasing red -13 and blue -7, sorry, in the high settings. So high settings means in the settings from 50 to 100% white. So we're reducing red already. And just believe me, if we use now instead of warm 2, warm 1, it will not work, okay? It will not work. Just keep it on warm 2, change this to -13 in the high settings and -7 to blue. In the low settings, on the other hand, we increasing red by 6 and blue by 4. And then you have really this nice picture or the result what I showed you before. Okay, but that's not all, because this time in SDR I did a color calibration as well. And we're starting with red, and what you can see, luminance +5. Moving on to green, which is luminance +1, nothing else. Moving on to blue, and I hope I'm not too fast. Nothing at all. In blue, nothing at all. I was not able to get a better result than 0.9. Not sure why. That's how it is, okay? Wrong button, of course. So moving on to cyan, which is luminance -1. You can actually see on those settings that the color gamut in SDR is already very good. Magenta was a little bit out of the target. Tint. I call it tint, okay? Tint +5, luminance +3. Magenta, and now yellow. Tint -6 and luminance +4. That's it for the color correction. And of course we can have a quick look in the picture options, but there's not much to select because gaming options or the gaming mode disables a couple of things. The only thing what I have to say about the black level, I never had a problem with my LG CX when I left it on auto. Never, ever, never. The only thing what to consider is here really, if your source, PC, PlayStation, Xbox, whatever, is set to low, the TV has to be set on to low as well. If your source, PlayStation, DVD player, whatever, is set to high, your TV has to be set on high as well. It has to match, okay? Don't mismatch those settings because you will end up with a wrong gamma, with a wrong brightness on your TV, okay? So that's all, because motion eye care, I've never used this before. Not even sure if I would like this. What is this doing anyway? I have really no idea, to be very honest, because I don't like these little helpers at all. I like to have the picture like it is from my source. Doesn't matter which source, PlayStation, Xbox, PC. And that's it. that's it from my settings, absolutely. And if you like to know actually how you can transfer this to all the HDMI ports, it's with apply to all inputs, of course, and then you have to go to your white balance. And here is also apply to all inputs, and then it's really on all HDMI inputs, it's applied. And the same, of course, you have to do with the color management system. So very easy and handy feature, to be very honest, because you save the time to manually change all the settings. Okay, and that's it already for this video, and I think we're getting much better in terms of timing, because at the end I like to have a video 60 seconds and I'm explaining all of my calibration, what I've done. 60 seconds is a little bit crazy. But anyway, let's have again another look, a last look on Calibration versus HCFR to just show you that those results, 1.5 in average area 0.8, compared with HCFR where we have maximum 1.7 and 0, it's even a little bit, maybe it's the same, because here we have 1.1, here 1.6, 0.6, 0.9. It's probably more likely the same average error. Again, with the settings what I have at the moment in HCFR, I'm able to have very similar results compared to Calibration, which makes me very happy, because again, the bug with Calibration, I don't like it, and I will talk about this in a different video, because this video was really just about the picture settings from my LG CX in terms of the SDR gaming mode. So, and I need to know from you guys, of course, what picture settings you are missing, like Dolby Vision or HDR Cinema or whatever. Happy to do this and happy to present it in the same way. And I'm happy actually to have a conversation in the comment section about those picture settings, what you think, because again, it may or may not fit your panel. It depends. If you're lucky and you have a very similar panel to this, which I doubt, then it will be the same result, okay? But you can use it. Again, just use it, just try it, because you can't harm your panel at all. And it doesn't matter. You can just try things out. And if you like the picture, you're good. If you don't like warm 2 as a color, or in the color as a management system, then don't use it. Use medium or whatever. The only thing what I really don't understand, why in all the picture modes, LG is using warm 2, and just in the gaming mode, it is medium. I don't get it. But anyway, we have to ask LG on this. I really don't know. Anyway, I think that's enough for this video. I say thank you very much for watching me, and I say thank you very much for every new subscriber, because we can use it. Right, Tony?
You're right, boss.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much, and I see you guys next time. Bye.